Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, Parvati. Ay, feliz cumpleaños, Mariana. Sí, es verdad, habías dicho que era el 20. Happy birthday to Mariana. Today is her birthday. Hello, Rim. Morning, Samara. How's your what's it internship? Mariana, how is your job doing? I believe it was an internship. Is this how it's called? Ah, the internship. How are you doing with that? And is it during the weeks, or you have to work on weekends, or is it just from Monday to Friday? Oh, and how is it going? I don't know this light. It's too much, too bright. Hello, Fluffy. Oh, thank you. It's the sun card. It's just that you cannot see the whole, but it's the sun card. I think my boss really likes me. She's a Taurus. I thought it wasn't like that, but actually she likes me. Oh, that's great, Marina. That's great. It's great to work with Taurus people. I have learned a lot um, from them. Um, but yes, they have their ways of doing things, so you have to adapt. If you adapt to the way they look for results, if you understand what how they work and their pace, and it's like sometimes they do things that probably you're like, oh, maybe we could find a better way, like a faster way to do this, and they will be a bit like, no, like we are going to do this as I say. So yeah. Yes, that's one thing that they are very, very patient. Yes, and you will not see on their faces if, especially when you're just starting, they definitely have that sort of temperance. You know that it's very admirable, because some of them do have a lot of responsibilities. But yes, yes, exactly. I agree, Fluffy. They always finish what they start. Yes. I learn a lot from Taurus actually. Just that sometimes for me it's not easy. I have my North Node on Taurus, and you know that Taurus it's about beauty. It's about the fine things in life. And slow down and appreciate and be patient. And sometimes I cannot do that. So I think that I do admire them a lot, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know how you do it because it's not easy for me to integrate in myself Taurus. It's not easy. I wish I could. Like I wish I was like them, but no. But I do get along really well, and actually they are the best co-workers, or you can make a team with them and they will have everything ready. They are very reliable in that sense. That's the nice thing about them. They are very into details. Oh, me puse nerviosa. Oh. Oh, that's great, Eva. I'm happy for you. I'm the opposite of them, but I admire their work ethic and they bring me down to earth when I need it. Yeah. I also find myself all the time like trying to bring Sagittarius back to earth. Always. It's like their enthusiasm is contagious, but sometimes they do need someone that is like, slow down, slow down a bit. Most of all because since they are so energetic, you worry sometimes. At least in my case, I see them And I'm like, you know, like, please save your energy. Like, I get it. You are excited. You want to do everything, but let's administrate our energy. Like, I feel you in my inner self. Like, I totally empathize with you. I understand the joy, the excitement, but it's like, let's slow down a bit. It's tiring being a Sagittarius, not gonna lie. As fun as it is sometimes, but there's something about Sagittarius that I do, because I tend to be like a good listener, especially because they are so smart, they are so intelligent, and I love to have conversations with them. So, and our conversation can go from this very superficial thing to very deep, and they know about everything. They know, they read, they know, they just are so wise. But sometimes they can be very contradictory in their speech, like in the way they say things. So if we are talking, I don't know, if we are talking about astronomy, not astrology, astronomy, or some kind of science, and we started like, oh, we start on like sharing our thoughts, and like, yeah, we are on the same page, like we feel the same, we have the same opinion, but somehow they introduce to the conversation the opposite opinion. So I'm like, and me, that I have it's not like I have a good memory. It's just that I am a very active listener. So I'm like, but at the beginning you said that you were right with this, that you agreed to this kind of thought, and now you're leading the conversation to the opposite. So I don't get it. I'm like, are you okay? Are you the same person? So, they are hilarious. I adore Sagittarius. But sometimes, I don't say anything. I just go along because, I have Jupiter energy. So whatever they bring to the conversation, I take it. But sometimes I notice that there's no like connection. There's a moment of the conversation where they change their mind, and I'm like, uh-huh, mm-hmm. And I try to, to be like, but didn't you say something different in the beginning? And I'm sure my face is like, ah. Like, but I love them. I love them. I love them. Multiple signs sometimes like Geminis. Yeah, but they're fun. They are fun. I just have so much fun. I like, and I always listen to them. I always, um, I am a sucker for knowledge. So if you have knowledge, it doesn't matter what it is about, I'm going to listen to you. Um, Probably the ones that I don't quite get are the Sagittarius, because I had an uncle that I remember that I know him since I like forever. But I remember when I was really young, he always, knew all the jokes, and he would tell you like, but not jokes, those kind of dad jokes. Um, and he would always tell them, while we were the family were all gathered together, and of course that their brothers and everyone, their sister, the family were so fed up with those, they didn't even listen or laugh anymore. So I remember that I used to laugh at them, and he also used to make like very like animal sounds, to somehow recreate this story. And I would laugh because I was really young, and it was funny to me. But then eventually, as the years, and I became like, I got older, I realized that he would always tell the same jokes, and I didn't find it funny. But there's something, you have another breed of Sagittarius that are the ones that are the jokers. So it's like BTS Jin with his dad jokes, and it's like you laugh once, but at the second time you don't laugh anymore. So, but they definitely like it's like, I don't know, and they don't change. It's like the Sagittarius jokers don't change. Like they learn more jokes, and they just like share them. They bring humor, um, but in a way of storytelling. Not so much like a prank. Like, I'm going to play a prank on you. It's more like, oh, I'm going to tell you a story, a funny story, and they will tell you that story over and over, and they will laugh as if it is the first time that they're talking about it. So yeah. But I remember that when I was young, I was really impressed by his abilities. But then eventually I was fed up, like, I didn't get it. Yes, I think, Fluffy, that that's the right way. I think, to somehow, like, to sense that they, in the conversation, during the conversation, you start feeling like they start to raise their voices, so they get like really passionate about certain things or topics. So they start really chill, like, oh yeah, and then eventually they get upset, or you look at them, like they are like very passionate talking about it, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. I remember a conversation between Namjoon and Jin during Bon Voyage. I think Namjoon asked Jin, what's your goal in life? And Jin said, to be happy. And Namjoon was like, that's a big bag. my jokes my jokes are very sarcastic, and times in and times it annoys my parents. I still do. It's funny to me. Yes, definitely. If they think that it's funny to them, they will continue doing it. They will continue. They don't care if they make a fool of themselves. They don't care. And I think that that's something that it's about being. I think that's definitely Sagittarius is the definition of a spontaneous. I know that that's an attribute that we say, oh, all the fire signs are spontaneous. But I don't think so. I think that the spontaneity characteristic, like personality in the personality trait, comes from Sagittarius, because Sagittarius, that's why it's like the adventurer, because they dare to make a fool of themselves to entertain you, or to be different, and to be, I don't know, out of the box, to be like, oh, let's do this, and I think that they are the representation of spontaneous, because it's not something that they had been planning for weeks. It's just they are there in the now, and they're like, oh, I came up with an idea, or I'm going to say something, I'm going to do something. And and yes, like you said, Fluffy, about Jean. I also watched Bon Voyage, and I think that Jean is the best representation of what it's like to be a Sagittarius. And I'm sure, with all those earth signs that you have in BTS, being the Sagittarius of the group, being the fire sign of the group, like the sun, the fire sun of the group, must be tough. Must be tough, because it's like you have to remind everyone that to be goofy, to be playful, to not have structures, nor nor guidelines, that you can be yourself, and actually that you can entertain people like that. That sometimes you don't need to follow the rules or the guidelines, that actually you are entertainers. So, and sometimes for you to be an entertainer, you have to learn to sometimes you're going to make a fool of yourself and people are going to laugh at you. So it's like, oh well, laugh at me all you want, but I make you laugh, because I am an entertainer. So it's about, I don't take myself so seriously. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to help you connect with fun. And that's so refreshing. That's so refreshing. Yes, such see the big picture. Leos aren't that spontaneous, so I never agreed with all fire signs being spontaneous. Yes, yeah. Leo, for them to be spontaneous, they have to have the whole scenario for themselves. They have to have all the spotlight for themselves. I think that being a Leo must be really frustrating if you are someone that you struggle with finding your spotlight. Because um it's like, because sometimes for Leo it's like, oh yes, you have to be the center of attention in your life, you have to be like the protagonist of your life. But yes, you and other Leos, like, and not to mention people that are not Leos, are not Leo sun, but they have a strong influence of Leo. So about creativity and being number one and being admired, and working with your creativity. And sometimes for Leo people it's not easy to get that, to also get people that are going to follow you or are going to support what you do. Fans, fans. I always say that I have my cousin that actually, um, it was her bachelorette party yesterday, last night. I assisted, and these are my two cousins that I grew up with them. They are like my sisters. They both of them are Aries. But I do get along better with the one that has moon in Taurus. We are like best friends forever. And the other one, my other cousin, the one that's getting married, she is an Aries and her moon is in Leo. So I was like paying attention to her because we were all, well, they were on the dance floor dancing with her friends, and she loves she always had a lot of friends that I wouldn't call friends, but they are people that she used to, I don't know, go clubbing with, hang out with, um, and for my other cousin and me, we are a bit more on the reserve. Probably for us it's better to have not so many friends but really trust and loyal ones. And in the case of my cousin, the one that has a moon in Leo, for her, I always notice that her friends, they are like four or five, and they all have this follower mentality, in the sense that since my cousin's energy and her personality is so strong, she is like the leader of them, in a sense that they all are okay with spending time with her, like somehow like entertaining her, or just being part of the followers, just to belong and to be associated with her, because they all tend to have this follower mentality. And one thing that we had always struggled with my cousin, that is her sister, and with me, that they are my cousins, we had always had like this sort of push and pull with her, and she always let us know that my other cousin, the one that has a moon in Taurus, that we always are together and we are always sitting together, and she, the one that has a Leo moon, she always like says that we exclude her, that we don't include her, that we are always together and we don't pay attention to her, but it's not like we don't pay attention to her, it's just that she's very different from us. She needs a lot of, like, how can I say this? She needs followers, she needs fans, she needs uh, friends that are willing to do whatever to entertain her, or are going to laugh at her jokes because she's hilarious. She is a comedian, she is like an actress. But for us, that we are a bit earth like, we just have fun with our own, like, yes, we have fun, but there are moments where we just we value different things in friendship. For us, it's not about how many times we hang out at the club, or how many times we went to a bar to have drinks. For us, it's more like, okay, where were you when I needed you? Or if I went through something like was very hard for me, like, were you there? And I think that that's our definition of friendship. But I was watching her while she was dancing with her friends, and their friends, they all gather around her. She is the sun. She is the protagonist. She is like the queen bee in that group. And her friends are the followers, and I was like, oh, that's Leo energy right there. That's Leo energy, because at the end, she somehow she somehow commands them. She tells them, like, oh, you are part of my group, you have to do what I say. So it's amazing to see it. Yeah. Leo care too much about their image to be spontaneous. Aries just don't care and will be themselves. Yeah. With their craft, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Must be lonely at the same time. She's the queen, but none is really treating her as their equal, in a sense. Yeah, I think, and I think that that's one thing that probably she doesn't. She probably gets bored of us, of her sister and me, that I am her cousin, because we grew up with her. So we know her story. We know what she went through. We know when she's lying, because this is one of the things that I noticed, that Moon and Leo tend to somehow, like, make weird anecdotes that they tell strangers to somehow sound more interesting. And those are the things that we watch from afar, and we are like, okay, we have you at arm's length, because we know that wherever you are, you bring drama, and we don't want drama. It seems that whenever she's involved, she brings drama. And with the years and with experience, and also, like, learning to embrace our own individuality, my other cousin and me, we decided that we don't share the same values with my cousin, the one that has a Leon. That we love her, that we want her to be happy, but we are not followers. Like, I think that that's something, I think, that she struggled all her childhood and growing up, understanding that, yes, we are here for you, we love you, but we are not going to be following around every time you have a problem with someone. Like, you do you, we will do us, like, and embrace the difference, because we have also very strong, even though we are very calm, very stable, we have a very uh, kind of leader kind of vibe. Both of them are Aries. I am a Capricorn. So the three of us, we have very cardinal energy in us. And so it's like, yes, we love you. We are part of your closest circle. But we are not going to entertain you, because we have, and it's not about protecting your image. It's more about, like, we are equals. We are equals. We are not your followers. We are equal and we matter. So if you want to be part of us, if you want to hang out with us, you have to slow down the drama, you have to slow down your need to be the center of attention because we exist. We matter as well. And that's something that I think that for her, I remember when we used to grow up like together, the three of us, she would always complain she didn't get the prettiest doll. She was very competitive, always looking at what we the other ones have. So she had always had that. But I think that it's interesting to see how, I hope that with time she learns that it's not the same having followers that having real people, consistent people, loyal people. That yes, we will not be there to accommodate things in your way and to make your life easier, but we will be there for you when you need it. I don't know if it's earthing, but I personally couldn't care less about fame, having followers, and attention. I just want peace and quiet. Yes. Yes, Capricorn is the other leader. Your cousin must be down to earth and really honest. People like that are tiring to deal with because they usually create. Yes, and that's one thing that whenever she tells me that she had an argument with some of her friends or that some of her friends done something to her and that she didn't like it and blah 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 blah, I'm always like, I don't even want to make give my opinion because then she makes up with that person, she reconciles with that person, and you end up like getting in the middle, and she will probably will be like, oh, because Vanessa told me that you were this and this and this. So she is like that. She is trouble, she's drama and troublemaker. So since we know her, that's one thing. I think that when you don't know her, she comes off as this very like outgoing, like ray of sunshine, and she's hilarious, she's very very entertaining, but at the same time it's like, come on, like, we know who you are, so you don't have to put on a show for us, we know who you are. Mm, it's traditional rules, but it's a thing yeah, it's just that it's tough, it's tough because I sometimes find myself listening to people that have Leo energy, and I sometimes get comfortable with them and I forget and I let my guard down and I forget that they are um they're very gossipy as well. They are always the ones that I just feel like we are like um this uh these actors in their life, but that we are these secondary actors, that we can have secondary roles and that we are feeling the background, we are like the extras. We feel the background of the scenario, but the light is on them. So um and what I what I think that it's so like predictable even is how they pretend to be interested in you, and they ask you, how is your cat, how is your, oh, you had cats, are they, and they pretend to be interested in what you have to say, so later they can turn the conversation on them. So it's like, oh, by the way, and you didn't even finish answering. So deep conversations, no, no. And they kind of childish. Yes, they are very childish. They are very childish. I swear. I look at my cousin and I'm like, we are both like 37. And I'm like, she fights with her teenage daughter about, I don't know, clothes. She wants so bad to be the center of attention. I'm like, didn't you have like a teenage years of your own? Like, let your daughter have her moment. Like, you are not the teenager here. We are past their time. We are not teenagers anymore. We are grown people. But I think that for her is something that she will not be able to comprehend, and I think that that's something that she will struggle her whole life. And I do feel pity for her daughter, because I know that she will be the kind of mom that she will try to be like a buddy to her, but at the same time she will try to steal the attention, or she becomes friends with her daughter's friends. So it's a bit weird. Mm. My co- my cousin's Leo too. It's always a clash of titans era for me. My sister have the moon in Capricorn. No, yes, I can get along. I can't get, and I don't have a Capricorn moon, but as a Capricorn sun, I look really boring next to her, but I'm not boring. It's just that with her I cannot be myself, because it seems like she's always changing mask. And I look at her and I know I know what she struggles with. I know her insecurities. I know everything, and she knows that I know. So sometimes it gets really weird, because it's like, I'm ready whenever you want to talk about, I don't know, if you have a problem, like, we can talk about it. I'm here, I can listen to you. But she is afraid to go that deep, because for her, when she has a problem with someone, she gets deeply hurt, but it's always the others that do things to her. And this is something that I noticed a lot of Leo moon do. They cry really easily. And I wouldn't say they get emotional, because I don't think it's emotional. They cry. They, I don't know. They with the cries, they get everything. With tears, they steal the show with their tears. That's my mom, and was worse than 27 and still does it. Like, let me wear what I want. I don't care what other people will think. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine that beautiful fur, Fluffy. No, my two cats are, I believe they're both Aquariuses, so they are really weird. They are really weird, but I love them. I love both of them. Yes, they have the best hair. I'm not a Leo, but I always had a lot of hair, like lions, like lion. In you, because you didn't get to see me with when I had curl curl hair, but I always had. I think that the most outstanding trait about myself physically had always been the hair. Um, but no, I think that probably that's Capricorn influence. So, Mariana, to celebrate your birthday, I'm going to do a reading for bomb you, your bias, the romantic one. um, yeah, I was waiting to do that because I knew that your birthday was going to be on. You told me that it was the 20th of November, so I was like, oh, I'm going to wait till her birthday to upload it. Ah, oh yes, please let us know when is your birthday. It's the 20. Wow. I wonder, we are twins. Oh, guys, we should do. You know why? I need to do like a calendar where I put everyone's birthdays because yeah. Yeah, a lot of Sagittarius. 28, 29. Yeah. Yeah, she is fluffy. She's still in Scorpio season. Yeah, it's not about you, Mariana, but we definitely want this Scorpio season to be over. Because I think that I need to breathe. I need to breathe a bit. And remember that you told me, Mariana, you told me, you were like, oh, and how was your experience with having I don't remember. I don't know if you said Pluto on my rising or something like that, and I was like, oh, it was no big of a deal. Like I went through it. I'm used to it. And this year it was different. Like definitely, I don't know. Hmm. It's just that I think that everyone is a bit. We are a bit tired. We are a bit like apprehensive about a lot of things. Um. So yeah. Hmm. We are done with 2022. I swear I thought that 2022 would be like a rebirth for me, because I really like did a sort of like transformation in the middle of the year. But then eventually I needed to get back to myself. It's like I experienced a few things, but then I needed to go back to my essence, so I don't know. Yes, I was surprised also, Rin. I was like, oh, maybe Scorpio season is going to bring some information about Lucas, but I was thinking because I started doing those in Spanish because some clients requested of me. So I'm going to offer the reading of the zodiac wheel that it's for the whole year, uh the different houses. So I'm going to be promoting those for 2023. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it was a bit of a roller coaster. Oh, for me, my favorite Sagittarius idol. For me, I think it would be Chinese Mino. Ah, Shotaro. Mm, mm. Well, Chao Wu as well with that moon in Sagittarius, even though he's an Aries. Oh, Wuzi, yeah, Wuzi also. Mm-hmm. Mino. Mm-hmm. Mm. And of girls, of girl, of female idols, Susie, or is she a Sagittarius moon? I think she's Sagittarius moon. Ah, Libra with Sagittarius moon. Yeah. Who is Sejun? Oh, Jesse is a Sagittarius. Yes, sun. with the moon in Aries. Hmm. I have a bit of it's not that I don't like um it's not that I don't like Jessie. I love her songs, like I love everything she does. But the interviews and everything that she had, like when she used to interview, um like I don't know, I don't know if I liked those interviews, like her as an MC. I think that the guests were really interesting, but it's like I don't. And I know that Sumni replaced her too, but I don't even like Sumni. I think that for me personally, for you to be an MC of a show, you have to I don't know not the I don't know if it's called MC, but the best interviews for me were from JJ of that she's a bit of a comedian as well. That she is the woman with the red hair. She used to have, now she dyed it, it's brown I believe, but she used to have very bright red hair, short hair. For me, JJ is the best, like really at these interviews or variety show, or she really makes like. And then the other one that I did like, it's this one that she does these interviews with the idols while they are drinking. Uh, she's hilarious as well. Yeah, that's I think that's exactly Rim. Like I think that she's too much for me. She's too much for me. Like and of course I wouldn't expect her to be less herself. Like I think that is who she is her style. She is like this. But for me, I don't it's like I cannot like enjoy the whole show, because it's like she has a lot of energy. I mean, in the sense that she's also very popular, a lot of persona, and her interviewees or her or the idols that go, they all have the strong. So somehow when she starts asking them, then all the attention goes to her. So it's like, I go back and forth between the idols that she's interviewing and her. So it's like, like I cannot connect. JJ, oh, I love JJ. See, I love her. I love her. I love her because she keeps her the energy, the interview like this, really high, really high. And I love all the research that they like they do. I actually didn't know much about I don't watch much shiny content because I actually get really sad because because of the member that is not there, so I find it weird to watch like Shiny's interviews. But the one JJ did with Shiny, when they go through their whole discography, you have to watch that, guys. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. Go and watch it. Yeah. Yeah, she steals the attention, so it makes people she interviews small. Exactly. That's what I feel. That's what I feel, Rim. That's what I feel. So it's like, who is like, it seems like, you know, just that I think that sometimes when they get the idols, not the idols, but the artists to be an MC, it takes like a lot of skills to be an MC. You know, it's not just you being popular and being a DMC, you know. JJ keeps the focus on the idols, respects them, and makes them comfortable, and in turn, idols become. Rim, did you watch? I always rewatch actually the one when she interviewed NCT 127 during a sticker era. Did you watch that? Oh, it's hilarious. Where she goes through their discography in order to what song makes you lose more weight. Like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Tail was so overwhelmed by her energy. He was like so shy, so shy. I always rewatch it. That one and shiny one. Oh, and I loved that she knows all the songs. That she knows all the songs. Like that that woman is amazing. And the one with Monster X as well. I know the spirit is not here, but they also did one with Monster X that was hilarious. Hilarious. Yes. That woman is amazing. Amazing. Yes, Fluffy, please do. Is amazing. That woman, the way she carries the show, and it's hilarious. And even, look, even Hechan is a ball of energy. He was like, "Don't you get tired? Are you always like this?" And she was like, "Of course I get tired." But you know, that's one thing about her. I believe, I don't know if I read it somewhere, that she is a Virgo sun, but her moon is in Aries. So it does make sense because she does keep the energy up, and at the same time she's very intelligent and eloquent. But also, you know, her trademark of being with that red hair, you know, that red, it's very her, that red hair. And I was like, oh, if she's a moon in Aries, definitely that red hair, is her signature. Mm. Yes, and they even were so like they click instantly, you know, when they talk about the MBTV. Or is it the MBTI? MBTI, I think it is the personality test. Oh, MBTI. I always get confused with my MBTI. Definitely, mine starts with an I because I am an introvert. So I believe that I think that it was the mediator. Righteous mediator. I believe it was the mediator, and then there was one that was the advocate. Is it? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think that mine is INF. I don't know if it's. Oh, I think that it's. I have the one that Fluffy has. Now that I'm reading it, I think I'm remembering. Advocate. Yes, that one, Fluffy. Advocate. That one I have. But I don't know what to trust about those, like about those stereotypes, because I don't know. I think that I did one once and I got another thing. So um it's like I don't know if that's accurate. And actually also the questions. I think that the questions are also very ambiguous, So I think that sometimes people, when you get to do those tests, it probably is not an spontaneous question answer that you give, because you're trying to be like, uh, to give the best answer, So I remember the first time I got that personality test was at work because they wanted to determine what kind of leader I would be. And that's why I remember that one of the traits was to be a mediator. Um, and but then I done it by myself, and also like in my case when I did it, I try to be as spontaneous as possible. I know that people that were next to me, they were so pressured by all the questions that it seems like they were like on an exam or on a test about something, And I was like, you have to be so like, you have to relax and answer, what answer is for you. It's not that difficult. So it's not that there's no score. It's not a score. It's more about you like ruling some aspects out of your personality that you think that doesn't apply to you. But of course that it's all subjective. So one day I can say that, oh yes, I'm very fair, and one day I can say that I'm selfish. So I don't know. It depends, exactly. It depends. mm. The 16 personality MBTI test isn't the most accurate. MBTI is about dominant cognitive functions or something, and it's more complicated than I'm an extrovert or an introvert. Yes, yes, yeah. That's why, Fluffy. When I had that test, because we were at work, we were selected 5 people. We were selected in the company to be like bosses, potential leaders in the company, So I remember that they took the 5 of us to do this test, and it was on the 2018, I believe. It wasn't known that as popular as it is now. Actually, it was like a sort of test that the companies only had it, because it wasn't psychological. It's more to somehow like to see your competences, to your traits, how you would do as a leader, like what are your attributes, that's why they have these hypothetical situations where they ask you, or how would you react if you had this situation, or but yes, it's to somehow get a sort of like, what kind of um how would you approach a situation, and then it got popular and everyone started doing it, like just for fun. They started getting their own. Hmm. Yeah. I remember the people that used to work with me. They when we had to get that test, they were so nervous. They were so nervous. There were people that actually worked there 2 hours answering. 2 hours. It was long. In that moment, the one that we did, I believe it had like 120 to answer. Uh, but I remember that I finished that in half an hour, 40 minutes. I think I was one of the first ones to finish it. Because I was like, I just took it the way it was. It's a personality test. So, it's about my personality. It's not about whether I'm good at my job or not, or it's not a qualification. But, this is the thing that I noticed about people. People that get really, like, they get really defensive when they have to answer these questions about themselves. There are people that don't know themselves, so they somehow fear this sort of test because they are afraid that the other person is going to find out something about them that they don't even know that they are, oh, they're going to see my real, and no, it's actually just, it's very generic, and it's not, you know mm, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think that for them it's like talking, it's like astrology for us. For them, it's, yeah. Oh, guys, if you have free time and you want to watch something like that to entertain yourself, the other day I started watching this Netflix series that is called um 1899. It's a sci-fi. It's from the creators of Dark. It's a new series. It has 8 episodes. It's great. It's amazing. You should definitely go watch it if you like those kind of mystery and you know. I watch it and I love it. Yes, it is from the same creators of Dark. Mm-hmm. Yeah. With Dark, I had honestly I had to. I couldn't finish Dark because I I I remember I had to write down a timeline of who was who. Like I was so confused, guys. I really wanted to like Dark. Actually, I did cheat and I watched a YouTube channel that does the review of the whole season in 10 minutes. I did watch those so I can like discuss with my friends about it because they are fanatics. Um, but I swear that for me it was very confusing. The time travel, and it was very confusing. Yeah. So I couldn't finish it. Like I tried. I was really like, but I love those kinds of Are they like Danish or like those European series? I loved European series. I think that they have great casting, great actors, the atmosphere, especially when they do this genre that it's about, like a bit of horror, a bit of mystery, a bit of, I don't know, missing case, yeah, German. I love the work that they do. It's amazing. mm, I never finished Dark either. I binged the first season. When the second started, forgetting everything about the plot and who was who. Yes, Fluffy, I had written down the names. I had done like a mental map and everything because I was so confused. And like I wouldn't say I'm the most intelligent person because I tend to get distracted with information and numbers, but I swear that it was too much information for me. And since I'm someone that I want to enjoy the mysterious atmosphere, for me to be worrying about the names, the who was who, the dates, the year, the I was no, they lost me because I couldn't connect with the mysteriousness with that's what I love about these Danish productions, these German productions, European series, that they create this very literally dark atmosphere that it's so beautiful. So I cannot concentrate on those if I'm worrying, like I'm like who is who, and I will have to check my papers, because I would get really like distracted, like I wouldn't understand. And I remember when I started the first season, I had to rewatch all over the first three episodes because I think I got up to grab something, and then when I came back, everything was like different, and now I missed something. And if you miss something, you have to go all over. So have you watched Anatomy? Anatomy or Grey's Anatomy? Why does it ring a bell? Anatomy. It sounds familiar. Anatomy. I think I heard I read somewhere about it, or I watched the title. Oh, it's a German movie. Oh, I don't know why it sounds like is it available already, Parvati? It sounds familiar. I think I watch it. Is it on Netflix? I don't know why the title sounds. Lately, I buy my own tarot deck just for fun, but I don't know how to start. Yeah, just start like maybe you can pull one card a day and try to connect with the meaning. That's what you can do. Just have it with you. Go through it. Look at it. You have a lot of information on tarot deck, so I think that it would be like really interesting if you get like, if you have it with you, if you go somewhere, have it with you, um, you know, go through the images because the images have a lot of information. It's not just, there's always something new about the tarot. So, yeah, take it easy. Oh, it's a bit old one. Oh, in 2000s. It got released in 2000. It sounds. I have to watch that. I have to search for it. Who's your favorite singer? Dean? Oh, Vacuum. Vacuum. Me too. I like the Rose, the band, the Rose. Oh, her family. Oh. And guys, I'm not going to pull cards today because I have a bit of a hangover to like today, so I'm not going to pull cards. Like I'm okay, but just in case I want to let my body rest a bit more, so I'm not going to pull cards today. I just came live just to talk to you guys. um, Tail and Duyon. Taeyeon and Wendy. Oh, Wendy's voice is amazing. Yeah, yeah, Wendy's amazing. Oh, the other day I watched the small clip of Yuta singing in Japanese, and I was like, oh, I wish he had more lines. I love, actually, I would love to listen to him sing in Japanese. Like to have an album in Japanese. Sounds so sweet. Mm. Yeah, Red Velvet in general. Yeah, Taeyeon is amazing. Yes, Yuta sounds better singing Japanese. Exactly. I don't know why, but it does suit the vibe. Um, his voice is beautiful, but I don't know. He brings other sentiment when he's singing in Japanese. Yeah. Oh, I was obsessed with Mariah when I was younger. I had her. I think that one of the first CDs that I got from Mariah, actually, it was the one that's called Butterfly. That was my favorite. I would listen to it over and over and over, and my favorite song was My All. Um, yes. Mm, Okay, guys, I'm going to go because I have to get ready. I have to go cook. Um, oh yes, butterfly, it's beautiful. And my all, it's really like it touches, like really, it's very touching song. Because I have to get ready for lunch. I have to cook lunch actually. Because I'm having family over, so I just wanted to stop by for a second. But yes, tomorrow I'm going to make a moment to do that reading for DXC venue. Because I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name, but I always kept trouble remembering his name. But to celebrate Mariana's birthday, we're going to deliver that. Um, so yes, please take care. Like enjoy your weekend, and yes, Mariana, have a great birthday. Like yeah, bomb you. Have a great birthday, enjoy, like celebrate with your loved ones, like be happy. Yes, we love you here, we love you, and thank you for always being here. But this is going to be a great year for you, so celebrate it. And meanwhile we are waiting for the Sagittarius season. uh, yes, I have to. Yes, maybe tomorrow. Yes, I have to. I'm going to do Chile. Yeah. Bye, guys.